Radical ideas have become mainstream in the Democratic Party, where 16 candidates have now thrown their hats into the presidential ring. The latest to enter the fray is New York Senator Kirsten Gillibrand, who then went on a CNN town hall and spouted a dizzying array of leftist cliches, followed by a new way to describe illegal immigrants.
I believe that immigration has always been a strength of this country. Our country was largely founded by immigrants and largely built by immigrants. Our diversity has always been our strength. We have a Statue of Liberty standing in New York Harbor with that beacon of light and hope saying, "Send us your tired and your hungry. Send us your huddled masses yearning to breathe free." And that is not what we're seeing from this president today. What he has done on the border is inhumane and intolerable. He is separating families, children from parents. Immigration is not a security issue. It is an economic and a humanitarian and a family issue. There is no such thing as an illegal human.
So, by my count, she used 5 cliches before going to the illegal human thing. Immigration, always a strength of our country. Our country was largely founded by immigrants. Our diversity has always been our strength. Statue of Liberty, huddled masses yearning to breathe free. And Trump is separating families at the border. As far as original thought goes, Senator Gillibrand would get a grade of F. And if she lands even one delegate in the upcoming primaries, consider it a surprise. But she's got a whole lot of competition when it comes to political correctness among these left-wing Democratic presidential hopefuls. Pocahontas Elizabeth Warren dropped a couple of beauties this week, like when she was asked about the hot new issue on the left, reparations for the descendants of slaves.
America was founded on principles of liberty and freedom and on the backs of slave labor. This is a stain on America, and we're not going to fix that. We're not going to change that until we address it head on. So I believe it's time to start the national, full-blown conversation about reparations.
Well, try to imagine the Democratic debates where every candidate will try to outbid the other on reparations, and none of them will oppose what, until these last few months, was considered a genuinely radical idea. But Pocahontas wasn't done. She also proposed a solution to the Democrats losing 2 presidential elections this century despite winning the popular vote, starting with yet another left-wing cliche.
Every vote matters. And the way we can make that happen is that we can have national voting, and that means get rid of the Electoral College and every vote.
Right. And then all the candidates can ignore those flyover folks who had the audacity to vote for Trump and campaign only in big metropolitan areas, which is exactly what the framers of the Constitution sought to avoid. Then there was Spartacus, Senator Cory Booker, who tried to avoid calling himself an out-and-out capitalist by using a really clever turn of phrase that was mocked by leftist Chris Matthews on MSNBC.
What's wrong with being for capitalism?
I am for capitalism. I'm tired of companies engaging in socialism, where they outsource,
okay, all right,
their costs. They outsource their costs.
I know, that's a good rhetorical flourish.
I gotta say, that's a new one. I am a capitalist, but I'm tired of companies engaging in socialism by outsourcing or something like that. Then there was the buffoonery of Joe Biden, who's supposedly set to enter the presidential race any time now. Here's a guy whose malaprops have all but defined his political career. You can't go into a 7-Eleven unless you've got a slight Indian accent. Asking a guy in a wheelchair to stand up, said, "God rest the soul of a woman who's still alive." So it was strikingly appropriate that the former vice president would commit yet another verbal gaffe this week about his very entrance into the presidential race. He has conspicuously not been an announced candidate, but He slipped and said he is, while jumping on the far-left progressive bandwagon, of course.
I have the most progressive record of anybody running for the United, if anybody who would run. I didn't mean.
What a group. The Democratic debates, the first of which is less than 3 months away, will undoubtedly be an exercise in progressive one-upsmanship. Who's the most radical and who hates Trump the most?